Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 163 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Doesn't always rhyme, but it's nice when it does. What's coming up on this week's show, Siân?
We're going to talk about our home game last Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday. We are going to talk about our new signing that happened last week. We're going to look at the two games that we've got coming up this week. The Carabao Cup second round against Preston away.
Yep.
And our fourth game, which again is away, fourth game of the season, league game of the season against Millwall, which is on Saturday.
Yeah, of course we've got the quiz as well.
Yeah, I always don't put that in.
Yeah, I know. I noticed you skip that out. It's almost as if you leave it out of the intro, it's not going to happen. Like we're not going to talk about it, but we're definitely still doing it. So yeah, there we go. Look, new signing. Exciting one. I was excited by this one. So Callum Doyle has signed, undisclosed fee, as of course it always is, but if the rumours are to be believed, it is 8 million including add-ons, which is, it's been reported as 5 million plus 3 million in add-ons, which it sounds about right, about standard. And he's become our 10th new signing of the summer transfer window.
10 signings too many? It does seem quite a lot.
It is a lot, I suppose. When you, it is a lot, but it's very difficult, I think, for a team getting promoted from, say, like League One, like we have, when there's such a big jump between League One and the Championship. You've got to sign players to be competitive in that league. Mm-hmm. Is 10 too many? Some would argue yes, but it's very difficult to stick with the same team. A lot of people are like, oh, it'd be really nice to be able to, the lads that got you there can sort of try and compete. It doesn't really
work like that.
It doesn't really. So
as much as it would be lovely.
Yeah,
for that to work, but unfortunately it doesn't.
No, I think it's a necessity when you go from one league to another. If we were going from our first season in the Championship to our second season in the Championship, I suppose the answer to that question is 10's quite a lot, and maybe is too many. But when you're going up a league, probably not. But I think we're sort of seeing the fallout from so many new faces, especially in and around the starting 11 and the match day squad, that the sort of slightly negative impact maybe that can have in the short term. I'm not necessarily in the long term, but in the short term, yeah, maybe. So did I answer your question? I'm not sure I did. But
yeah. Do you think as well, obviously the likes of O'Connell and Lee and Palmer and all those ones that have been with us through
from National League,
yeah, or even from League Two, do you think they're kind of a bit put out? The fact that now they were with us in the National League, League Two, League One, and now we're in the Championship. They feel like, well, surely we should be given a chance.
I suppose it depends how self-aware you are as a player, doesn't it? Because if you have got...
I think I'd be very self-aware.
I think it does all come back to that, because if you are playing in the National League, sitting there going, I'm good enough to be in the Championship, right? And that's your mentality, and you stay in the team in League Two, stay in the team in League One. When you get to the Championship and you go, I'm not out of place, I am good enough to be here, then maybe you would feel a little bit put out. But if you're self-aware enough to go, this is a good opportunity because maybe my ceiling is League One, or do you get the point I'm sort of making? So I suppose it depends how self-aware you are, and I don't
mean to like call out people, but I can kind of feel like Ollie Palmer is quite self-aware.
Unaware, you mean? Or he feels like...
I reckon he feels that he's put out, I reckon.
Yeah. But what I mean by self-aware is you know what your ceiling is. So you are aware of your own ability and you know what your ceiling is. So I think it probably depends on that a little bit. And I think Parky's probably built enough of a strong team ethos within the dressing room that people are like, they don't need to be on the pitch. They're involved in the whole process, and whether it's he's on the pitch, I'm on the pitch, or this other guy's on the pitch, I think there's probably enough of a, sort of team vibe going on that people maybe don't feel put out. But I don't know, really. It's hard to know, isn't it? I don't
Unless
know
you're in the thick of it, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel in that situation.
Oh, you'd definitely be put out. You would definitely be put out. Because I don't think you would be self-aware of what your ceiling is.
I probably... No. I think I would be self-aware enough to know what my ceiling was. And I would probably have a little bit of a imposter syndrome where you sort of think, how am I still here because I'm not good enough to be here? I think that I'd probably have that. But all that being said, still be really put out that I wasn't playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would be. Anyway, Callum Doyle, he's 21.
Good age.
Yes, a good age. That sounded a little bit creepy when you said that, but I know what you meant.
Oh God, I didn't.
Ooh, good age.
No, yeah. I meant good age.
I know what you meant,
terms.
And I think everyone knew what they were. It's just me.
Your head just went somewhere very, very
horrible.
dark.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, he's already got 98 championship appearances under his belt.
That is impressive.
And also 36 in League One as well. Which for his age, very impressive. He's from Manchester. He was part of the Manchester City Academy. He's had loan spells at Sunderland, Coventry, Leicester and Norwich. He got promoted with Sunderland from League One to the Championship. He got promoted with Leicester from the Championship to the Premier League. He got to the playoffs with Coventry. And the only team he didn't really have any sort of honours, I suppose you'd call it, or achievement as such was...
Man City?
No, Norwich.
Oh,
Norwich.
right, okay.
No,
Norwich.
Man City. He never made an actual first team appearance for Man City. He was very much part of the under-21 squad.
Yeah.
No, the rumours with this, for me, it's a very good signing. He has... For such a young player, he does have a lot of championship experience. Norwich fans didn't speak overly highly of him.
They probably never saw him play.
Well, they did. He played all last season for them.
Oh, okay.
But Coventry fans were very much a glowing reference from Coventry fans. They loved him. They thought he was great. One or two that I saw said, "Oh, one of the best defenders we've ever had." Future in England international, I've seen bandied about. The rumours are that Man City have actually put a couple of clauses in the deal. One is a 25% sell-on. Something like that. So they will get 25% of any sell-on if we choose to sell him in the future. There are rumours that they've put a buyback clause in there as well. Not a buyback that they can buy him back whenever they want. A buyback that if we choose to sell him, they get first refusal on him, basically. Which that details of that haven't been released, but they're just rumours. So
we did have a question actually to explain a little bit more for obviously new fans.
Yeah.
Of English football. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so what, the buyback or both? Yeah, I mean, I think they sort of sometimes the detail of what it is a lot more complicated than what it seems on the face of it. In these instances, it's really not. So literally that they've got a 25% sell on. So if for example we were to sell him in a 3-4 years time for 40 million to somebody, of that fee, that 40 million, Man City would get 10. So that's what would happen. Even though he is our player completely, he's not tied to Man City anymore. There is a clause in that them selling him to us that they get 25% of any future sell on, basically. So that's as simple as that. Yeah. The other one is the buyback option. So if anybody came in with a bid for him, then and we were considering that bid, what we would have to do is speak to Man City going, we've had a bid, we're thinking about it and we're interested in accepting this. Obviously they would get first refusal on buying him back. So yeah, that's it ultimately. Look, exciting signing, I think. Yeah. I think he's left-footed. He has played at left back, but he's also played on the left side of a defensive 3 in the middle and the left side of a defensive 2 as well in like a 4-4-2 formation. So very much, a little bit versatile at the back, but I personally find left footers a little bit less versatile than right footers. Sorry, but I do find right footers a little bit more versatile when it comes to where they can play.
I don't actually know what foot I am. I'm left-handed.
You're left-handed. But... Yeah, you've never played football, have you? So it's never you don't, just because you're left-handed, you don't necessarily means you're left-footed. But that is normally the way it goes, because I think it's something to do with how your brain works, isn't it? So you're either right or left-handed, depending on how your brain processes stuff to the one way or the other. And I think it tends, if you're left-handed, you tend to end up being left-footed. But that's not always the case.
That's why they say left-handed people are very creative.
And mental. Yes, we know. Eric did get in touch. He said, so what's the deal? We just keep one up in the last deal every time. Well, yeah, maybe. Does this put Max on the bench? I did reply to Eric. And I said, no, not really. I think this is more Lewis Brunt's problem than it is Max's. Being a lefty and playing on that side of the pitch, I think it's more Lewis's problem than Max's. I've been impressed with Lewis Brunt to an extent this season. Although if he's great in the air. I like him with the ball at his feet and carrying the ball forward. Although, if you were to say to me, out of the starting 11, you could only change 2 people, I think Lewis would be one of them that I would change. Although I'm not throwing him under the bus completely, I'm not saying that. There are elements of his game that I do enjoy and I think he's very good at. I just think we need something a little bit better there. And we are very leaky at the back, and forget the cup game. If we just look at league games, in 3 games we've conceded 7 goals. So there's an issue there with leaking goals, isn't there? Yeah. And if you have to pick something out, look, a lot of people throwing Danny Ward under the bus, but it's getting as far as Danny Ward. So there's something not quite right in there, and maybe Callum Doyle is what it needs to shore it up. We'll just have to wait and see. He was on the bench on Saturday. You put him straight in your starting 11, didn't you?
I did.
Well, we're into Sheffield Wednesday now, so let's talk about that. But yeah, you had him in your starting 11. Why did you think he would go straight in?
I don't know, because he was young. He was, it's such a big signing. I just thought, Parky's going to, bring him on. Why I thought that, because that's not usually the way that Parky works.
No, it's not really,
no. I don't know why I did that, but I just thought I'd just give it a little bit of a punt.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
You had a Mayor on your starting 11, didn't you?
I had 7 out of the 11.
7 out of 11, which was poor. I actually got 11 out of 11. I'm not sure how I did that.
See what he did there? I brought that up just so he could brag that he had 11 out of 11.
Isn't that what everyone does in life? Bring stuff up just to shine a light on how great they are.
Yeah.
Does everyone not do that? No? Is that just me? Look, so black and gold until it's sold. That was very much the theme of the day. That's the Sheffield Wednesday sort of motto and mantra at the moment. They have got huge issues with their owner, who they feel is running the club into the ground. They've got a campaign which is black and gold until it's sold, so they're not wearing the fans aren't wearing the home shirts, although there was a few wearing them, and they're just wearing like their yellow and black. So in solidarity for this, Rob put a post up saying, look, if we want to let's stand shoulder to shoulder with these guys. They put the black and gold shirts back on sale. We already had them anyway, so we wore them to the game. Lots of people did wear them to the game, just to show a bit of solidarity with Sheffield Wednesday, really.
I was thinking...
I knew there was something. That's why I left a pause for you.
I totally get why they're doing this, but the fact that they're not wearing their home shirt, but they've obviously already bought this season's home shirt. So their owner is thinking, I've already made money out of this.
Maybe. I don't know if they have.
So would he actually care, is what I'm saying.
I think the general gist of this is he doesn't care at all.
Well, no, he doesn't.
He's remained very silent, and he hasn't come out and spoke out. And this is why the EFL and the FA get so much stick, because they have to do a new owner sort of fit and proper test to make sure owners are, they're financially sound. They've got the best interest of the club at heart. And Ryan and Rob would have had to go through this fit and proper test in the same way that everybody else does.
What, even in the National League?
Yeah, you would have to go through that, I think. And so obviously this guy's taken over, and then, it's become a bit of a calamity for the club. Players not getting paid on time, staff not getting paid on time. And I do wonder how or why the FA sort of fit and proper tests are not uncovering something in these instances, because it seems to be happening again and again and again. And then
they're just very, very clever at hiding things, I would have thought.
Possibly so, but then let's put that to one side. But why, if they're so interested and insistent on doing these tests at the beginning, when it starts going wrong, why are they not then stepping back in and doing? I'm not here offering a solution. I'm just saying, is there not a point when they need to be getting involved? Because the only time they seem to then get involved is by deducting points, and I'm not sure that is helping the football club out, in any way, shape, or form. Because the owner. You've got owners who sitting back clearly don't care about the club.
The players are still doing their job, and the people who work in the background are still doing their job.
So it doesn't feel like that the owner is being punished by the club getting docked points. It feels like the fans and the players are getting punished again.
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution to this is, but fingers crossed it gets resolved. He decides to sell up, and they get a better owner. We got lots of respect and appreciation from Wednesday fans over the weekend, didn't we?
We did.
We'll put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that a little bit later, I think. Starting 11. Starting 11, so we had Danny Ward,
yes.
Cleworth,
yes.
Cody,
yes.
Brunt.
Yes.
No, because you had Callum Doyle in. So you didn't
You
didn't have Brunt in,
right?
Did
Okay,
you?
so no.
Longman on the right, McLean.
I had him.
And McLean. Who didn't you have? You only got 7 right. Anyway, you had McLean on the left. In the middle, Dobson and James. and O'Brien, and then Broadhead was playing just in behind Moore. I'm not worried. There's lots of things that I'm not panicking and really worried about. But there's just, every now and again you go, that might be a problem. We might have to address that later on. I'm a little bit worried about Nathan Broadhead that...
Worth the money? What you've seen so far?
No, I'm not worried about that. And time will tell, and he'll develop and grow into the team the same as a lot of other people there will. The thing I'm worried about is I'm worried we're shoehorning him into our system when perhaps he doesn't suit the system completely. From what I've seen early, I feel like he would be so much better utilised out wide as a winger, or somebody who drifts more to the left side of the field, which is not what we're doing, and that doesn't fit in our system. He has played where he's playing now. It's not that he hasn't. I just feel like maybe his best would be somewhere else in a position that we don't have in this team. But I don't know, and I might be being a bit too harsh on the situation. We'll worry about that later, maybe. I don't know, or we'll discuss it in therapy in 5 years. Whatever. Look, good, positive, lively start again. Very similar to the first two games. We look like we belong. We look calm, composed, and at times I would say in control. In the first half of all of the games that we have played this season.
Yes.
Kiefer Moore put us 1-0 up on 15 minutes. It was nice, really. It was, I think Broadhead got fouled out on the left. Anyway, let's move on from that point. Can't keep dwelling on that. And Lewis O'Brien's free kick into the middle sort of fell quite luckily. I think Moore tried to head it, hit the defender, fell, and it was just there at his feet, and he put it in. Happy. First goal for the club. Yeah, I was really happy. I think he probably could have got a few goals in that first half. Kiefer Moore.
It's disappointing, yeah.
I'm not sure it's disappointing, but it sort of felt like he could have got a hat-trick, really. He made it 2 after...
Got a brace, didn't he?
Yeah, just after half an hour, he made it 2-0. He got maybe a little bit lucky again. I think it was Dobbo who had a shot from the edge of the box. Yep. Keeper parried it straight into his path, put it away. He had a header which went over. I think he had a couple of headers, actually, which just went...
I kept saying to you, see, being tall is not always an advantage.
Yeah, no, maybe. And, but yeah, and it was all going swimmingly, I think. Longman had the beating of his man down the right. He beat him a couple of times.
He had him in his pocket for a lot of the game.
He did. I think for me, that's it now on the right. Is it, from what you've seen this season, is it Longman starting, Barney on the bench?
As much as it grieves me to say, but I think Longman has just got that little extra something that we need on that side.
Yeah. I don't think Barney's out of his depth as such.
No.
But I think Longman offers more. He's got less tricks than Barney, but that's not always the key to
tricks
success.
Aren't always, yeah.
No, so I think we're probably. I think I was talking to your brother. I think Max for me has been a shining light. He looks like he's lost a little bit of pace, but I think he's lost.
You say he lost a bit of weight then.
No, he's lost. Well, weird you should say that. He's lost a little bit of pace, and I think the reason for that is over the summer he's tried to bulk up a little bit. And so the whole process of bulking up is you bulk up and then you shred so that you're left with muscle. I think I sort of feel like he's
got that bit.
No, I don't think he's forgot it, but I think he's in the middle of a process at the moment, and he's maybe a bit heavier than he's used to being. He doesn't look. I'm not saying he's overweight or anything like that, but I think he's in a process. But he's the one for me who's come from. On the journey from lower leagues with us that looks so comfortable and so not out of place.
Fairy tale story, isn't it? I mean, they say the whole...
Don't use the fairy tale line.
I don't care, no. I think
Rival fans will hate you. No,
I think it is for Max Cleworth. He started in the, when he was tiny. And then he was in the National League with us, got promoted in the to League Two, and then League Two to League One, and now League One to Championship. And I just think it is such a beautiful story, and I'm so happy that he's been able to kind of go and adapt from each league, and I just think I just think he's a great asset to the team.
Huge, definitely.
And to think, sorry, I haven't finished. And to think that he came.
Do you know
in,
why I thought you'd stopped?
Because I stopped.
Because you stopped.
Yeah, but I'm old, so I have to get this in before I forget. He's, he only came in really by somebody
Accident.
getting injured.
Yeah.
So if that hadn't happened, I can't remember who it was that got injured.
Aaron Hayden.
If he hadn't got injured, Max Leaworth never would have came in.
Let's be honest, though, with what we know now, that he only came in because Aaron Hayden got injured. Based on what we know now, he would have had lots more opportunities, wouldn't he?
He would have.
With Aaron Hayden getting injured. So
he would have, but I'm just saying, it's like things happen for a reason, and although it's unfortunate for one player to be injured, it can have like very positive effects and things on.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yes.
He really is. And I dare say, from what I've seen so far, another couple of years, if he was to make a step up to the Premier League, I don't think he'd look out of place there either. I think he's that good, if I'm perfectly honest. And it's the one player that, if somebody said to me now, give me a player that you can go and chuck in the Premier League, I would probably say him. Yeah. Obviously, maybe Broadhead and Moore, and the ones we've brought in that could probably, do a job. But Max is the one I'd pick out at the moment.
At the moment, we haven't seen Callum Doyle yet on the pitch.
No,
so.
that might be another one. So fingers crossed for that. Yeah, we'll have to wait
hopefully.
and see. Look, half time, skipping down for a pint. I was happy, not a care in the world.
Wasn't getting a pint. He said to my brother, I'm not having a beer at half time. I can't be bothered. My brother came up to him and goes, are you sure you don't want a beer? And he went, oh, all right then. Yeah. Really, he really stood his ground.
Yeah. Well, look, I was happy. We were 2-0 up. Like I said, I skipped down them stairs. Not a care in the world. And then we came out for the second half. And Barry Bannan basically just went, hold my beer. I'm going to sort this. And what he did was he completely ran the show in the second half. Completely ran the show.
I wonder what happened, though, because he wasn't really... he was there in the first half.
He just went, I'm having this.
But he didn't do very much, obviously, because we scored 2 goals. But, I feel like they went in half time, and their gaffer was like, right.
Yeah, I know.
You are going to pull your finger out, mate. Because you said he's one of their best players. He's the only best player.
I think he is their best player for me. But I think they obviously start to turn the screw because of him and because of what he was doing. Yeah. Then he was the one who scored the first goal to pull one back. The problem for me is, look, I really like Barry Bannan. He's a great player. And have done over the years. He's getting on in years now, but the Championship is littered with players like him. He is not special in the sense of that he is just Sheffield Wednesday's version of that player.
That's worrying, though.
Most teams have a player similar to him. Sheffield Wednesday fans would obviously argue not, but the Championship is littered with players like that. So we need to adapt and start switching on quickly. Otherwise, every game there will be one player that says, hold my beer, I'm taking this bull by the horns, and I'm going to show you what Championship football is. This isn't like, oh, well, we've played him once, we don't need to worry about it again. There'll be another one next week, and there'll be another one the week after, and we need to start getting a grip of the games and stopping these players play. It was just incessant in the second half.
Oh my God.
If that's the right word, I don't even know, but it just kept...
It was it was incessant. It was just on and on and on. They were just on us like Donkey Kong.
It just kept coming and coming and coming, and then Bailey Cadamartri equalised, and it was just schoolboy stuff. It was awful. It was such a bad goal to concede. We did nothing. We let them play it out wide. He was in acres of space. He had the time just to play the ball across to the middle. Nobody was picking up Cadamartri in the middle. He just swept it home. And it was just like, it just felt we'd gone from, high-end championship level in the first half to Sunday League football in the second half. And we just couldn't do anything. We had zero control of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, Sheffield Wednesday should have won it. And if I was a Sheffield Wednesday fan watching that, I would have been gutted by the end. I wouldn't have been happy that we'd been 2-0 down and come back to get a point. I'd have been gutted we hadn't won that. Because they had that chance, a glorious chance right at the end when they played that lad in. He was one-on-one with Danny Ward. Danny Ward smothered it well and saved it. But I think I'd have been disappointed as a Sheffield Wednesday fan not to have taken all 3 points after that second half display, because their second half display was better than our first half display, and I think it deserved more than 2 goals for them. We had 0 shots on target in the second half. Zero. It was like there was just nothing. There was nothing there at all. It was, I'm not going to slag off Dobbo. I'm not going to slag off Matty James, because they ran themselves into the ground for an hour. And then it got to an hour and they were done. They might as well have sat on their hands for the last half an hour and they would have been as involved.
Why isn't Parky picking up on that? Why isn't he going, right, okay, these lads need a break. I need fresh legs in the...
He even mentioned it in the post-match interview. You were looking at a team that was dead on their feet. We made 2 subs and they were the strikers. Broadhead came off and Kiefer Moore came off.
Didn't really need
the
that.
midfield was dead. The midfield was dead for me. One of the worrying things was how weak our bench was. So our bench was Okonkwo, which has to be there for, let's call it, legal reasons. You have to have a keeper on the bench.
Yeah.
O'Connell, Doyle, Barnett, Mendy, right? They're your first 4. Barnett carries an attacking threat, but let's call a spade. Them 4 are defenders, right? They're not making an impact on anything, right? You could freshen up your defence. Yeah, of course you could. And then you've got Lee, who you would argue is an attacking player.
Yeah.
Technically comes under the midfielder bracket, but attacking. Very much an attacking player. You've got Sam Smith and you had Ryan Hardy. So when your midfield is dead on its feet, the only midfielder we had on the bench was Harry Ashfield. That was it. So that's why it wasn't freshened up in the middle, because there was nobody there to freshen it up with, apart from the strikers, and I didn't understand that as something to do. And for me, Dobbo just looked spent. He looked spent, and I'm not being horrible, because he did run himself into the ground for that first hour. But you've got a 19-year-old sitting on the bench, full of beans, ready to go, has played in the first team, albeit in cup competitions, sitting there ready to go. If you're not going to use the guy, don't put him on the bench. Put someone else there. What's the point of him being there if when you need a midfielder, you are not looking at him and going, go on, lad, go and have a go?
So how did because I haven't seen the interview, so how did Parky say that he was going to rectify this situation?
He didn't really. He didn't. There's a definite fitness issue. We've gone from the last few seasons being one of the fittest teams in the whatever league we were playing in to looking very much like a 60-minute team at the moment. We look dead on our feet after an hour.
Which is obviously not good.
It's not. So this season in the league, we have conceded 1 goal in the first half. That's how good we are in the first half. So in 270 minutes. Ignore that. 135 minutes of first half football, we've only conceded once. Mm-hmm. In the second half, of football this season, we've conceded 6. The disparity between them two is it's obvious what the problem is here. That we can't see out games. We can't keep control of games, anything past sort of 50, 60 minutes. If we include the cup game, we've conceded 2 in the first half and 8 in the second half. So, yeah, it's something that's going to need to be worked on. I'm not panicking, but
I'm not panicking.
I know. I promise. No, I'm not. But I think it needs to something needs to happen here. That we've played 3 games and we've got a point. Right? It's not the end of the world. It's not. It really isn't. Right? But we're now staring down the barrel of an away game in a cauldron of a stadium at Millwall, going, well, if we don't get anything from there, we're then sitting on 4 games with only a point. And then you start looking at the games after that and you go, there's no real easy games here. And so at some point we need to start picking stuff up. Chris Rouse, who's on the Wrexham Roundup podcast, did say that last season, I think in the first 10 games, Coventry lost 7 and drew 3 or something like that, and they ended up in the playoffs. So, it can take a bit of time to get going, and once you do, and you get on a roll and all that sort of thing. And
but they were seasoned championship.
Yes,
team.
That's
the
problem.
They?
We're not in a position where we're having to try and learn and grow and build and all that sort of stuff. Look, a few comments. Barbayotaku? Barbayotaku. Wednesday will be gutted not to have won it at the end. Completely agree. I think that's what I said. Mark Law, hi, Mark here, a Sheffield Wednesday fan, was there today. Your fans were so welcoming. Good luck for the season and thank you for applauding us. So this is where I put a pin in this earlier and I wanted to come back to it. Did we, as a fan base, get too carried away with supporting the Wednesday cause and forget to support our own team on Saturday? Because everyone was very much all in. We know where we've come from. This is we've been in this situation. We want to support them. We want to get behind them. And we're going to clap them every time they sing about that they want their owner to leave and all that sort of stuff. But I felt the atmosphere was flat on Saturday.
Definitely was.
Even when we scored, it just didn't feel the same. And it was almost like we'd gone so heavy into supporting the cause of Sheffield Wednesday that we almost felt embarrassed to make too much noise and drown them out.
Yeah.
That was my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's definitely right, I think.
And
I do think that's right.
And sometimes, that's what worried me. It worried me before.
And did that have an effect on the players? That sort of atmosphere?
Yeah, they're going, hang on a minute, we've scored 2. Why aren't they a little bit more, behind us?
So we won't score anymore.
Yeah.
Which they didn't.
No, it did. I think it all sort of contributed to a little bit of a flat atmosphere for me.
It's not the... To be fair, I think the past couple of home games haven't been the fortress which we know and love, I don't think.
No, and I don't think we were... Well, I certainly wasn't expecting it to be. Not this season, anyway.
No?
No, I don't think so, because it's such a big step up, and, you're trying to gel all these players. I didn't expect Fortress Racecourse to maintain its walls, shall we call it? I don't know what I'm saying. Look, Luke got in touch. Don't be such a negative Nelly, Ryan. Are you hungry? Is that what you're feeling, a bit more glum with the draw? Don't worry, we'll be fine when we get some super gel and consistency. Have a bit more faith and have a banana to keep your positivity up.
Is that what bananas do, is it? Give you? I know they've got potassium in it, but do they give you positivity?
No idea.
I'll be feeding him till the cows come home then, if that's the case.
Maybe the regret from this game and the last 2 losses will build up some more passion and concentration in the team and starting 11 if we can find a great starting 11. A lemon?
A lemon.
Just got fruit on the brain now. Similar to last season. Yeah.
Daniel Maguire, your manager, swear word. That's why. I'll just put your manager is rubbish. That's why. Sooner you get that, the better. Wilder out there and Wilder.
Chris Wilder.
Chris Wilder out there and Steve Cooper. If I were the club, I'd be looking at them. Gemler. Topic for Monday's podcast would be second half performance. Do you both feel that teams are making adjustments at half time and we are not? They looked like 2 different teams. So do you think, in your opinion, that Parky is getting outplayed, especially in the second half of the games that we've played so far?
It certainly feels like that, doesn't it? Because in the Southampton game, they brought the subs on, stretched the game a little bit more, and we ended up conceding 2 late goals. West Brom, the manager made a few adjustments, both tactically and personnel-wise, and then we crumbled and ended up losing from a position of 1-1, I think. And then on Saturday at half-time, their manager tweaked it, overloaded the midfield, and give Barry Bannan the ball more. So tweaked it tactically, and Parky didn't really respond, in my opinion, to that. No. And I think that's one slightly worrying thing, is that I feel like Parky's been, forget the players, I feel like Parky has been checkmated, shall we call it?
Think he's out of his depth.
Oh, let me finish my first point before we come on to a major point. I think he's certainly been checkmated, as I said, 3 times in 3 games this season, where they've spent the first half looking at how we play, and they've found a very simple way to tweak their tactics to overrun us in the second half, and it's pretty much worked every time.
Yeah.
So that is a big worry for me. Is he out of his depth? I'm no comment. That time will tell.
Yeah.
History will dictate, or history tells the story that he is out of his depth, and he has.
Like we did there.
and that he has been at this level before, and he hasn't been able to get the best out of his teams. That's the past, and we're in the present. And I am not going to say yes to that after 3 games.
No.
Because, he's got a team that he has built. He has decided who he's wanted, and he is going to have to make them play. I think we can only judge that after 15 to 20 games, for me. So I would never say that he is at this stage. No,
I agree.
Yeah. Josh, hands down the most infuriating way to end a game. However, we can't go panic stations yet. Got to give these guys time to gel. Something has to change, though. There is one thing here that people keep saying, look, they need time to gel. They need time to gel. I think the one thing just to ask yourself when you're saying this, because I've said the exact same thing. I'm not saying this about other people, but we're all saying they need time to gel. They seem to be gelling perfectly fine in the first 45 minutes of games.
Yeah.
But then that gel and togetherness goes away in the second half. I think there's a I'm not sure gelling is the issue necessarily.
Fitness is the issue, I think.
Fitness and possibly tactical awareness and tactical tweaks are maybe the issue. Again, time will tell.
Mark, give your team time to gel.
Here we go. Time to gel. That's the name of the episode, isn't it? Time to gel.
Time to gel. Judge it after 10 to 15 games. Championship is a different beast, and spending big money doesn't guarantee success. Absolutely. It will come good. You are playing well, but fade as games go on.
100%.
That is true.
Darren Hillman, don't be too disappointed. Things will change and you will go on a run of positive football. Lots of changes in your team and they all need to gel.
Yeah.
Good luck on the Wrexham journey. Thank you.
Welsh Wonder Kids. I would like to see Arthur come in for Danny Ward. Matt James, for me, is struggling at the moment. However, it was like we thought it was a game. It was like we thought it was a game over 2-0 up at half time. We lost that second half mentally for me. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, look, to go through the weekend in its entirety, we're 19th in the Championship on 1 point.
That's not too shabby.
Look, I'll take it now.
Yeah, it's fine.
I will take that now.
19th's fine.
It's fine. Only the top 3 in the league have scored more goals than us. So that's got to be a positive.
Panic stations don't need to be boarded yet.
No.
The panic train.
But only 2 teams have conceded more than us in the league. So there's a positive and a negative in there. Only the top 3 have scored more, but there's only 2 teams that have conceded more.
But we're 19th. We're not in the bottom 3 at the moment. Let's take the positives where we can.
Yeah.
Negative Nelly.
Look, I'm not going to read all the results out from the weekend, but...
Got to read that one out.
Yeah, Coventry 7, QPR 1. I think there's a key thing to note from that game. It was something I was talking with our son about. So Coventry scored 7, yeah? Their XG was only 1.
Sorry, they're what?
XG. Expected goals.
Thank you.
Expected goals, sorry. Was only 1, and they actually scored 7. They only actually had 8 shots on target.
That is mental.
Scored 7 of them.
That is absolutely mental.
So it bodes well for playing QPR in a few weeks. Anyway, hopefully. Pick out a few key results. Sheffield United are obviously still struggling. They lost at home 1-0 to Millwall, who are next week's opponents. Yeah, I know. Charlton lost at home to Leicester, but only 1-0. Birmingham won 1-0 at home to Oxford. Birmingham doing really well at the moment. Sort of
4th are they at the moment?
I don't know. Well, I've got the table. Oh no, I haven't got the table. Didn't put it in. But
I'm sure they're
up there.
4th. Yeah,
they're doing
or
well.
Are they 5th? I can't. They're definitely in the top 6.
Sort of pains me a bit to say it, but they look quite good.
I think Birmingham are. I've got nothing but respect for Birmingham fans. We've got a great friend. Jay, who's a Birmingham fan, and I just think, and also, is it Joseph? Who's that guy that always?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh my God, that's so.
Joe Swift.
Joe Swift, yes.
Yeah.
With Joe Swift as well.
I said I don't know because I didn't know who you were talking about, and then.
But then it clicked. Yeah. So, I think they are one of the teams that are definitely gunning for promotion.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that about us, but at the moment I'm just not seeing it. So,
No.
you got to be positive about things.
Yeah. Look, fancy EFL update. A. Wilcox, please get in touch with your name so I don't have to keep saying that.
I think it's Adam.
I'm going to go for Amy. Just because we made the mistake of assuming it was a man last season for another one.
Very true.
Second is Jay De Hoyt. I think I can't remember his name. Joshua. I'm going to go with Joshua.
What's their name? Have you just left that out for a reason?
Who, sorry?
What's his fancy...
I don't know. I just copy and pasted it last minute, so I don't know. And Nick is in 3rd place at the moment. So, yeah, we'll get a bit more into that as the season progresses.
It's very close, though, isn't it?
It is close-ish.
Ish.
Yeah, not massively when you look at the total points. Look, 2 games this week. First one is Preston. It's the second round of the Carabao Cup. That's away at Deepdale, which is 72 miles away. Just over an hour, about an hour and a quarter quarter, hour and 20. Tuesday, the 26th of August, and it's a 7:45 kickoff. They beat Barrow 1-0 in the first round. They also beat Ipswich 1-0 on Saturday in the league.
So they'll be flying high, won't they?
Yeah, it depends what sort of team they put out, I suppose. But they've won 2 and drawn 1 in the league this season. They're currently 6th in the Championship. So we're not going too in depth on this, but what's your prediction?
1-0 to Wrexham.
1-0 Wrexham?
Yeah.
I'll go for 2-1 then.
Okay.
2-1 Wrexham. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to judge, I think, games like this, because most clubs tend to put a bit of a second string team out, so it's quite hard to judge sort of results. But yeah, we'll move on. Anyway,
so our fourth game of the league this season is against Millwall, and we're travelling away down south. It's on Saturday the 30th of August, day after our wedding anniversary, at 3 p.m.
Mental note.
3 p.m. kickoff. It's away at the Den, 204 miles away, which is about 4 hours 30, because obviously it's down in London.
I mean, pick any time above 4 hours, and it could be that away.
Yeah, it could. So their capacity is 20,146. I think we've been allocated about 2,000, something like that.
I've no idea, but tickets did only go on sale on Friday, which is practically a week before the game. I just feel like we're releasing tickets really late at the moment. Southampton ones came out late. The Millwall ones have come out late. I don't know, it just feels a bit last minute at the moment. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that pans out anyway.
So Millwall were founded in 1885. They finished 8th in the Championship last season on 66 points. This is their 9th straight season in the Championship. The last game that we played with them was a 1-1 draw in 2001 at the Racecourse in Division 2, which is now known as League One.
That's mental, and I can see why people from like America and Canada and that get really confused how it's currently called League One, but it used to be called Division 2. But it's still
we grew up on it being like Division 2, Division 1.
But it's still the same tier of English football. So it's now called League One. It used to be called. It was called Division 2 when we played them there, but it's the 3rd tier of English football. I mean, how mental is that? No wonder no one understands it.
It is a bit mental. So the last game that we played away at the Den was a 1-0 defeat in November 2000, nearly 25 years ago. So the nickname of the Lions, they play in dark blue. They won 1-0 away at Sheffield United on Saturday, and they've won 2 so far this season and lost 1. They're currently 8th in the Championship on 6 points.
Yeah. But it's so hard to judge. I chucked that in there, but ultimately, you could go from 18th to 5th in the space of 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? It's quite wide. So. It's quite wide.
I hope so. So predictions, Ryan.
1-0 Wrexham.
I'm gonna go
draw.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I'm going back to the old faithful. I'm gonna go 1-1, I think.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Look, if you'd like to support the show, you can do, and you do that by buying us a coffee. Just visit the page buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Thank you this week.
Can I just, before you say the name?
Yeah.
This is the best name, username, whatever, that I've ever heard.
You didn't actually put your name anywhere on it, but you've just got like a username. The username is Rampant Wasp. Which just really, it really tickled us. But a little message on there that said, thanks for your insight and thoughts. You guys keep me company when I'm in the car on my trips away from town with work. Keep it up. Thanks/deal.
I feel like I don't know whether he's from Wrexham.
I feel like he is from Wrexham,
Do you think?
Yeah.
With the name Rampant Wasp, though, I feel like he's like a New Zealander or something like that, because they have the Wasps over there, is it?
I don't know.
Like a football team? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But yeah.
Look, if you do want to get in touch with the show, you can do by commenting on this video or any video that we've got on YouTube. You can click contact the show at the bottom of the description if you're listening as a podcast. You've got all the social media. You've got Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or email us at methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other is on Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you do want to get on either of them calls, all the details of how are in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Alternatively, go to the Wrexham AFC website. You go to the Communities tab and then scroll down to Health and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. They also meet up in person in the Dragon Chat room at the Miners Rescue Project at 1 p.m. before every game on a Saturday and at 6:15 for the midweek games.
I would just like to say, I think it's quite a good segue, you talking about Dragon Chat. I think over these past few weeks, I have noticed when people are saying stuff on social media, there are a lot of people who are quick to jump on these comments and be really negative and be really horrible. And I just wanted to say, I think it's really important to remember that you don't know what that person is going through. They could be having a really bad day and that comment could just tip them over the edge. So I know it's, a bit of a...
No, it's a good point to make.
Because I've noticed it on our social media when we've put stuff on and it just, we're lucky and we're in a good place and we talk to each other and things like that. But there are people who don't have that support system. So I just think it's really important to remember that everybody is not, you don't know everybody's situation. So before you start typing horrible, derogatory comments, remember that and just think on.
I think a lot of, when it comes to football, I'm quite thick-skinned anyway, but I think when it comes to football, a lot of people hide behind
the keyboard.
Banter.
Yeah.
A lot of people hide behind banter.
Yeah.
That's just a bit of banter, mate. And sometimes it's not.
It doesn't always play out in court like that, though, does it?
It doesn't.
It was just banter, Your Honour.
Ask Lucy Connolly. Anyway, look. Sorry, I just don't want to start getting political, but
I was just
anyway.
thinking, who the hell is that? But yeah. No.
Look, quiz time.
Yes.
This week's quiz is black and gold until it's sold.
I'm not happy about this.
Why?
I don't know, because it seems hard.
Yeah, all you've heard's the title.
Yeah, but
Look, I've done it in a way that because I'm sick of taking the iPad off every week.
Oh, because that's such a chore.
No, but it's such a faff because you have to move the mic out of the way. So I've done it so you can visually see it as well.
You're a faff.
Yeah, God. Question 1. The fans showed their support for Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday by wearing last season's gold shirt. But who were our opponents the last time the team wore that shirt? Was it Blackpool? Sorry, there's a weird little noise. Blackpool, Lincoln, Wigan or Exeter?
Lincoln.
You're saying Lincoln? Yeah.
No.
It is Lincoln.
Last game of the season.
Last game of the season, last season. I don't know if you remember, Ryan Longman scored, took his shirt off and waved it above his head.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
That's the gold shirt anyway. That was the last time we wore that one. So well done.
Days.
1 out of 1. Question 2. The gold shirt was last season's third shirt. But what colour was the third shirt the season before in 23-24? Was it black, white or blue?
Wasn't blue.
No. Come on.
Season before. I'm going to say black.
You're going to go with black? Yeah?
The season before. So what was that? The 23...
23-24.
So it'd be the 22-23.
No. I'm asking you what was the third shirt in 23-24.
Oh, black.
Black, okay. It was black, yes. Well
Sorry,
done.
that confused me a bit there. Yeah, black.
Because last season was 24-25.
You with your little visual images.
I know. I thought I'd do a little picture for you, just to show you.
Are these going to be shown on the thing?
No, not at all. No, that's
okay.
way too much editing.
Yeah.
Question 3. So I'm really glad you brought it up. Thank you. I was just just a visual image for you. That was.
I've gone dead hot now because I've got 2 out of 2.
Question 3. Which of the following has been a Sheffield Wednesday shirt sponsor between 2000 and 2003? Is it Haribo, M&M's, Chupa Chups, or Nestle?
Let's go with Nestle.
You're going with
It's
Nestle?
going to be ridiculous, like Chupa Chups or something in it.
What are you going for?
I'm going to go with Nestle.
Nestle. It is Chupa Chups. Chupa Chups were the sponsor between 2000 and 2003.
That is ridiculous. I love a Chupa Chup though.
I do as well.
Chupa Chupa.
Chupa Chups. I wonder.
I love a Chupa Chup.
I wonder if the sales of Chupa Chups like lollies went up.
How many times can you say Chupa Chups?
Chupa Chups. Not sponsored, but if you want to. I wonder whether the sales of Chupa Chups went up in Sheffield between 2000 and 2003.
That'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, if you work for Chupa Chups, let us know. We'd like some marketing data from
Chupa
you.
Chups.
Question 4. Which of the following is a former Wrexham player? Oluwatobi Black, Gold Omatayo, James Sheffield, or Emeka Wednesday? Now, I can read them out again if you want.
No, it's fine.
But to give you an idea, because obviously there is a lot of history coming out of Wrexham, he was a player for Wrexham, I think, in 2021.
I'm going to go with Oluwatobi Black.
Oluwatobi Black?
Yeah.
That is a name that I made up. It is Gold Omatayo. So I think he played maybe 15, 16, 17 games for us about 4 years ago.
This is like a Wrexham game, this, isn't it? Start off really strong.
Yeah.
And then just dwindle back.
Yeah, it is.
The second half.
It literally, at this point, it is like the game on Saturday. You've gone 2 up, and then you've conceded 2. Literally. But different to the game. So this, question 5, is like when Sheffield Wednesday broke at the end and they had that one-on-one with Danny Ward. What are you going to be? You're going to be Danny Ward, or you're going to be the striker that tucks it away?
We'll see.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see. Here we go. Question 5. Wrexham's 9th top scorer of all time was the granddad of which Sheffield Wednesday player who played on Saturday?
Bloody hell.
Mad that though.
It's a mad stat, but
yeah.
God.
Was it Max Lowe, Charlie McNeil, Bailey Cadamartri, or Barry Bannan?
I'm going to go with Charlie McNeil.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've no idea. It's probably Barry Bannan. Nana.
Charlie McNeil.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It was Barry Bannan.
For God's sake.
So Barry Bannan's granddad was Tommy Bannan, okay? And he played for Wrexham, and he is our 9th all-time top scorer with 104 goals for us.
Is he Scottish?
He is Scottish, yeah.
Banana.
Not Banana.
Banana.
No, Bannan.
What
Yes.
does it know is banana?
Scottish, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Is Barry
It's
Bannan.
nice to see a Welsh person on there.
On the list, yeah.
on the
Ron
list.
Hewitt, yeah, I know.
But Gary Bennett still got the top thing. Oh no, number 6 he is. Who's number 1 then?
Anyway, look. Let's move on.
I'm just trying to get away from the fact.
You're just trying to get away from the fact that you were 2 up and you've
Yeah.
conceded 3 late goals, haven't you? But yeah, look, it was. It's been an interesting weekend, and I think
I'm sure there's more to come next weekend.
I think we've learnt a lot from this weekend. Well, I think we as fans have learnt a lot. Hopefully, the team and Parky have learnt a bit as well about what is needed.
That you need to chill the heck out.
When do I need to chill out?
Yeah, when we're losing, Ryan gets so frustrated and angry, and he's a bit embarrassing, if I have to say.
No. Right, I don't mind losing. Right, I don't like it, but it's not. It's more the nature.
Yeah.
You know, if you are ripped apart by an absolute world-class team, you know, passing through you, or a 30-yarder right in the top corner, you just stand up and you sort of go, whatever, you know, it is what it is. I'm not happy about it, but nothing's stopping that.
No.
Nothing we could have done could have stopped that. The goals we conceded on Saturday were just embarrassing. For me, it was just amateurish, and it was completely switched off. That's what frustrates me the most. You know, if a team do something that you go, fair play, you know, and you just have to sit back and just sort of internally clap, you know, and go, well done.
Just internally be angry.
No, because it was just ridiculous. I was
Anyway,
not happy. I was
it doesn't
not
matter.
happy. No, it doesn't matter. Exactly.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't,
It
because you
doesn't.
just said it doesn't matter.
It does.
It does not.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you all next week. Have a great week. And same time, same place next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.